I'm gonna tell you something embarrassing. So, there was a version of me not too long ago that wanted to change. And when it came to doing the things that I needed to do, I just didn't do it. It wasn't because I didn't know what to do. Hell, I knew exactly what I needed to do, but more like I was embarrassed or scared of doing it in the first place. And I used to just beat myself up every day. Why can't I do this? Why can't I do that? Then I start comparing myself to people on social media. I start just scrolling the whole day, just unproductive. I did not do my chores at all. My rents would shout at me all the time, and it would just cause a lot of conflict in my life. And I used to blame other people and not myself about those things. Now, the real thing that I used to think that was the problem was discipline, willpower, motivation, all that. But the real thing that really caught me was that I wasn't scared to change. I was scared of being caught changing. I was embarrassed of it. That was the real block there. I was scared of people seeing the new person I am and or want to become, rather. See, when you try and change, and in the process of it, you don't get to claim your old identity and you can't claim your new one yet. So you're basically a nobody. And nobody is a dangerous place or very scary place to be in. And it just makes you snap back into that personality, that persona that you dreadfully demise. And that causes you to just relapse and it becomes a whole cycle of self hate and just losing yourself entirely. Now, another thing I'd like to bring is that I'd like to confess that I used to think that morning routines and just waking up in the morning all the and doing some exercise and stuff was kind of corny or it was just for the edits. And then time came for me to try those out, and I actually do those things on the daily now. Like I don't follow my schedule as set as I did earlier this year, but I still have a routine that I follow. And mainly because when you have a routine, you have purpose. You it's not about showing off. Because another thing I used to think about is that why do it when nobody's gonna watch you? Nobody's gonna give you flowers. You're just suffering silently, so why would I put myself through that? Then as I grew up a bit, I started to look at it from a different perspective. I had this thought that it's not about impressing other people, it's about keeping promises to myself, having a good reputation with myself, and just building that self respect. When I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. That's what they're about. And that dramatized version that you see on TikTok, Instagram, it's not real life, bro. It's not. And mind it, I have nothing against those type of people. I mean, I used to maybe actually do from time to time, just look at them for motivation and just snap my back into that discipline mode. But you just have to know that it's not as exciting as it looks. It's really not. And I learned that along the way. Winning is actually quite boring if you think about it. It's just doing the same thing and keeping promises to yourself, essentially. And when you keep promises to yourself, you are able to keep promises with others. That's the trick to it. How you treat yourself is how you treat others. What you do on the outside is basically a reflection of what's going on in here. If you love yourself and treat yourself kindly, what the outside will reflect the in. But on the contrary, if you constantly beat yourself out or treat yourself badly, how you treat others will equate to the same, or maybe even worse. at times, and you end up pushing people away from you. And that's just the sad part of it. But one thing I realized you can do to let go, or one thing that helped me let go, is it's nothing dramatic actually. It's no Zenkai boost or anything of the sorts. It's Let me tell you a story, right? This tracks back maybe a few months ago this year, February. So I've always wanted to get into the freestyling scene. I liked it because of the magic of it, you know. You give people that hype, that energy that it just attracts. You just become the center of the party. I didn't want it for the attention. I didn't want to learn the skill for the attention. I wanted to learn it to make somebody else's day, you know? I mean, I always knew a good freestyle will always just get me hyped to forget about all my problems. Yeah. So I tried learning. I still am learning this year. Maybe you might see me post a few videos of it here and there. But yeah, I try to learn it. So I'm not the best. Hell, I'm the worst actually. I'm not beating myself down or anything. It's just that I know that my skill is subpar, but I'll get there. So I was always scared to perform in front of people. I always thought that I have to be immaculate. I have to be the best freestyler if I want to perform in front of people. And this was another thing I realized that was holding me back. And the self-limiter, you know? And you get addicted to yourself in a sense. So when it comes to doing things that are new and stuff, you always talk yourself out of it, and you literally just get addicted to yourself. Like, how do I say it? You keep on replaying the same patterns, the same story, the same self-talks to yourself, and you learn to just stay that way. And your body and your brain just learn to lock that thing in. You stay that way. And I realized this pattern every time when I wanted to do something. I'll align myself with the person that I don't want to be, the stories I tell myself. So I realized if I want to change, I have to do something that I would never really do before. Something that would actually just like scare the shit out of me. And what I did is that I went to like random people in my school. Yes, my school. Kinda, I was regretting it, right? How I went to random people, then I asked them for 3 random words. So I was kinda hyped, but I was shitting my pants in the meantime, and I just did my thing, and it was kind of mid, but bro, like randoms laughed at me and stuff, but it wasn't as bad as I expected it. Like, I actually made people laugh. I actually made people smile, and that's just what I wanted to do, bro. You know, and right now I'm still practicing. I'm not the best, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get there. But the main takeaway is that if you not if you don't cage yourself in and actually allow yourself to move out of your comfort zone, you actually grow as a person. Because your body, your mind, the way that you are right now, if you're somebody that talks yourself out of things a lot, it's like you are a bird in a cage. That's you. And you build yourself this whole bird cage around yourself. And every time you want to do something new, you get closer to the edge of the bird cage. And when it's time to shift your identity, you get hit by the cage. That's you talking yourself out of it. But the moment you actually step outside your comfort zone and do something straight out the ordinary, you break out of that cage with maximum force, and you actually begin to soar and experience the world. And I learned a lot more about freestyling, like doing it in front of actual people, than just sitting in my laptop in my room like this in the dark and just practicing all the time. It's all about action. And what I want you to take away from this is that you don't need to be a finished version of yourself to earn your own patience and self-respect, you can do that anytime. You just have to learn how to, you can do this. You don't really, just accept yourself. Let yourself go. Let your old self go so your new self can come in. And that's just the trick of it. And when you try and quit something, don't just stop doing something entirely. You see, when you do that, that's how you also relapse. You get back into the old addictions because your body has this hole. So now when you leave that hole empty and don't fill it in with something new, it's just gonna fill it in with what it's always been filling it in with. So change your habits, and actually that's how you change yourself. Yeah, but I hope this video helped you, and if you made it this far, man, thank you so much. But otherwise, yeah, I'll talk to you later. Take off.